It was a spring morning in San Lazzaro di Savina, but the town center looked like an urban battlefield. Trucks and vans blocked the narrow streets. Poorly parked cars forced pedestrians and cyclists into dodging maneuvers, and the roar of engines echoed off the buildings like a relentless drum. Marco, owner of a small grocery store, sighed as his van remained stuck behind a double-parked truck.
Not again! If the deliveries don't arrive today, I'll lose half my customers.
He shouted, pounding his hands on the steering wheel in frustration. Laura, an experienced delivery driver, desperately tried to find an alternative route.
I can't keep going like this. Every detour adds delays and customer complaints.
She muttered, gripping the wheel while a van coming from the opposite direction forced her to stop. Elena, a local resident and mother of two, had finally reached her limit. With a group of neighbors, she blocked the main street with signs and barriers.
No more trucks in the center. Our children are risking their lives every day.
Marco snapped, his voice heavy with frustration.
And how am I supposed to get the deliveries on time? Customers won't wait.
Elena glared at him, furious.
And do you think we can walk among trucks and vans without risking being run over?
Laura tried to mediate.
Maybe we could try different delivery times or alternative routes.
Marco looked at her incredulously.
Different times? Customers want fresh goods in the morning. We can't risk losing money.
Elena huffed, her face red with anger.
No more excuses. Safety comes first.
Every suggestion sparked more tension. Marco wanted efficiency and happy customers. Laura sought optimal routes without stress, and Elena demanded safety and livability. Streets were blocked, voices echoed through the buildings, and every small movement created new complaints. A child suddenly ran across the street as a truck tried to squeeze through. Marco jumped out to stop his van, shouting at the truck driver. Elena, desperate, yelled,
You almost hit a child.
Laura struggled to move an urgent load but couldn't maneuver through the stationary vehicles. Traffic was a nightmare. Pedestrians shouted, truck wheels scraped the sidewalks, and Marco threatened to call customers to apologize for the delays. Every individual attempt to solve the problem only made it worse. Finally, in the middle of a heated argument, Laura said almost to herself,
What if we try cargo bikes for smaller deliveries? The trucks could stay out of the center.
Marco laughed sarcastically.
Bikes? Come on. They won't arrive on time. We'll lose even more customers.
Elena crossed her arms, skeptical.
And if they cause accidents or get in the way? I don't want any more problems on the streets.
Despite the doubts, they decided to try. Cargo bikes delivered fresh fruits and vegetables directly to the smaller stores, avoiding the trucks on the narrow, congested streets. Marco was surprised to see that customers still received their goods on time. Laura noticed that the main truck routes remained clear, reducing stress and delays. Elena finally saw pedestrian streets safe and quiet, free from trucks in the crowd. Week by week, the conflict began to turn into collaboration. Marco scheduled deliveries considering the cargo bikes. Laura focused trucks on the heavier loads while using bikes for last-mile deliveries. Elena identified the most critical streets where the bikes could circulate safely. Traffic decreased, deliveries were punctual, and pedestrians could move freely. Conflicts hadn't disappeared, but now every disagreement led to practical solutions instead of chaos and frustration. San Lazzaro was not perfect, but it worked better. Cargo bikes had solved the most urgent problem, traffic and delivery congestion. No one had imposed the solution from above. It had arisen from the conflicts and compromises among the stakeholders. Marco smiled, seeing satisfied customers. Laura drove without stress, and Elena walked through the streets safely and peacefully. The town felt safer, more livable, and more efficient. The message was clear. When different stakeholders discuss, negotiate, and collaborate, they can transform a complex city into a place that is safer, more livable, and sustainable. That same collaboration was the first step toward a 15-minute city where services are accessible, safe, and close. And every decision arises from the active participation of those who live and work in the city. As Marco, Laura, and Elena watched the center finally flowing smoothly, they felt a sense of pride. The city had changed, thanks to everyone's participation, and the future promised even more improvements if stakeholders continued to work together.